It should be connecting. There we go. Sorry. All right. Questions from last night's homework. Questions from last night's homework. Questions from last night's homework. And you guys have nothing. You should probably get something out because it's not just free time. Go ahead. Number 19. Number 19. That's on the back side, huh? Okay. So it says, was it 42 is less than 6, 3 minus k, and then or 1/2 4k minus 8, greater than or equal to 10. Is that right? And it kind of looks bad. All right, so it's an or statement, right? So remember with or, if it's true on one of them and not on the other, that's still part of the solution. Does that make sense? I'm trying to make that as clear as possible, but I know it sometimes comes out as gibberish. All right, so let me work this first problem here first. That's going to give me 42 is less than 18 minus 6k. Agree? Any part of that we're goofed up on? Now, at this point, being my inequality sign, or my variable, my letter is on the right side, I think it's a good idea to flip the whole problem over. Okay? So I just moved whatever was on this side over, this on that side, and notice the sign flipped over. The sign did not flip over because I multiplied or divided by a negative number. And then I'm going to solve the rest of this. So I'm going to subtract 18 from both sides. And then what does 42 subtract 18? 24? You done? You done leaking? Good. Divide that by -6. If I multiply or divide by a negative number, what happens to the inequality sign?
It flips.
Thank you. So that's one of my answers. Agree? I'm not done yet. I need to take care of the other one, so I'm going to distribute 1/2 here and here. That gives me 2k minus 4 is greater than or equal to 10. Is that okay? The variable is on the left side, so it's okay to solve it. So I'm going to add 4. And then divide by 2. We find that k is greater than or equal to 7. Let's just take a look at the number line. I have -4 here. I have 7 here. Does that seem okay? Let's see if we can make this work. Highlighter. All right, I will do this one in yellow. Okay, so which way am I shading on the yellow from the -4? Left or right? Left. Do I include the 4? So it's going to be an open dot right there. Is that okay? The 7, is that an open or closed dot?
That's all closed.
All closed. So let's shade that. Okay. Where is the yellow pointing to go? Negative infinity. Where's the purple or the pink pointing to go?
Positive.
So when we want to write it in interval notation, we're going to read it from left to right. Does that make sense when I say that?
Yeah.
All right, so from the left, I'm coming from negative infinity. I'm getting to -4, rounded bracket. Any questions on what I just did there? Oh, that's supposed to be a sideways, isn't it? Thank you. Should I make it better? It's kind of important, excuse me. This originally said it was an or problem, right? Say that up at the top. You're looking at the paper. I have the word or. If you have the word or, you put the word or down here. Where do we start back up then? 7. Do I include it?
Yeah.
Square bracket 7, and that goes to infinity. Done.
So or will always have two and will always have one?
Kind of. Sometimes I have to say. I can't say all the time. Okay, or a lot of the times, a traditional or is shading opposite ways. If ors overlap each other, so like if I shaded on from the -4 going that way and then shaded here going that way, our answer would be negative to positive infinity. Everything would work, but it doesn't overlap here. Other questions from your homework? Saw a couple hands. Yeah. 20? Yeah. 20. All right, number 20 says 8w minus 5 is greater than, and then or, okay, or problem. Hopefully it's shading opposite directions, right? Don't know yet. So let's start moving things around. So maybe subtract 12w from both sides. So it gives me -4w minus 5 is greater than 3. I could have started on other places. I could have added 5 to both sides. I could have subtracted 8w. I just like to have the variable on the left side, so that's why I chose to make that move. Then I'm going to add 5. So I get -4w is greater than 8. Divide each side by -4. So this is going to flip over and give me -2. That's one of my solutions. Agree? What should I do with the second problem right away? Now I'm going to get rid of the fraction. I like your thinking though, but before I even do that, any ideas? What did I do on the last problem? Real fast. What did I do? What did I do on this problem right here to right here? And I went to here. What did I do? Nope, I didn't multiply yet. Well, I guess I did, but what else did I? What took place between here and here? Yeah, you flip the whole thing. I want the letter to be on the left side. Okay? So I want the letter to be on the side. So I'm going to do this. And I'm starting to notice a lot more people, they're starting to leave to go to the restroom a lot more often than they should. So let's limit that, please. Do what? Oh, okay. All right. Does everyone agree with that? What I did from here to here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Again, if you have the variable on the left side when you solve it, it's going to tell you which direction to shade. Is that okay? How do I move this? So can I multiply both sides times 4? That gives me this. Those cancel. And then that's less than -24. And then I can divide each side by -3. So W sign flips is this way. Is that right? Yeah.
I thought sine only flips when it's equal to. And
No,
it's
no. Anytime it's an inequality, whether it's this or this or this or this. Does that make sense how I just did that? Okay. Anytime you multiply or divide, you get the letter by itself, that sign will flip over. It doesn't have to just be equal.
Okay.
Cool? Alright. So I have -2 down here. I have 8 up here. This is an open dot. This is an open dot. Where is the -2 going to? Yeah, so that's going to go to -infinity. Where is the 8 going to go to? Going to positive infinity. Okay, so this is going to -infinity. This is going to positive infinity. When we write this, I'm going to write it from left to right. So -infinity to -2. Round or square up -2? Round. I need to put which word? Or. It was up on top. And then this is an 8, right? And so that's going to go from 8 to infinity. And if everything's rounded brackets in there because nothing's equal to it. So this is the main answer we're looking for. That's our good one. Oh, awesome. Thanks so much. Any other questions from the homework? Yeah. 2-1? Somebody pass me the number 21.
2t.
Alright, number 21. We have 2t minus 15 is less than 3t minus 17. Is this an OR problem? It's an AND problem. How do you know?
Because it says and.
Yeah. There are students that I have had in the past, not you all. Is this an AND or an OR problem? I don't know. What word's up there? I don't know. Is that the word AND? I don't know. How'd you find your way back here? I don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and solve this first problem. I'm going to subtract 3t first. Again, I'm doing that to get my letter on the left side. It doesn't have to be that way. You could have done other things. You could have added 15, added 17, subtracted 2t. This is what I'm choosing to do. Okay? What do I have to do next on that red one to solve it?
Plus
Add 15, thank you. So if I add 15, I get to negative 2. So now I'm going to multiply by a negative, so this sign totally flips over. Agree?
Yes.
So I get that. Here's my first answer. Second answer, looks like I just have to add 13 to both sides, right? All right. This is an AND problem. Agree? There's an open dot here, open dot here. All right. I'll do this one in yellow. So I want t is greater than 2. Looks like that. Agree?
Yes.
I'll do this one in green. This is going to go this way. What's the problem with this problem? Opposite. So it looks like what kind of problem? It looks like an OR problem, but we said it's an AND problem. Does any part of these problems overlap each other? They don't. So what's the answer?
No solution.
Solution. Or you can make the fancy brackets like this. It's your choice. No solution or this means empty set.
Which means no solution.
It's one of those math geek, it's one of those math geek terms that the math people want to be known as smart. Do we have any other questions from the homework? You okay? All right. If you would, go ahead and make sure your name's on that. Pass that forward. If you're handing anything else in late as well, please hand that forward, if you don't mind.
Are we getting quiz back?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. See that? What was the average?
Oh, I didn't even look. I'm sorry.
Like, what do you think the average is?
It was out of 62.
Done.
I must have tried to figure it.
I would say the average was like 49 out of 62, maybe. Thank you.
Ooh.
Wait, do you have
What is that? Is that like a C?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Is the average like a C or?
Yeah, like I see.
Alright, that's
Good
good.
average.
You wrote Mo Bonda
Most-
on your folder.
Am I
You want
like
to see
that?
my screensaver?
Oh,
Definitely.
thanks for reminding me. Yeah, boys.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Yeah.
Come here, wizard.
No, I think it's funny. I just don't know why it's exactly. But it's not that good.
All right. So
Oh.
first thing we're gonna do. Let's see. Period 5 is here. Any more homework out there I need? All right. Doug, let me do the quick lecture and then you get it back. Oliver needed a couple more minutes. I guess he went to the bathroom or something. I don't know. Yeah.
I didn't take it Friday.
You didn't take it Friday?
No, I was in here.
Well, that's gonna. See, quiz is back. All right.
Wait, this one, is it just one page?
Yeah, it's a front and back. So we're gonna go pretty quick. So solving compound inequalities, that just means we have two of them or more. But I think in this class we'll just stick with two. And again, when we graph an and, it's in between or typically is going opposite directions when shaded, okay? We know that, okay? All right. So we want to take a look at the following. Now, we're going to have some goofy cases we want to make sure we address, but this is a compound inequality. I need to make sure this portion right here, need to make sure that portion goes with both of the problems, okay? Make sense? This is how I'm going to split it. You see how 2x plus 4 went with both problems? Everyone good with that? I think I would flip this one over now. That sign flips over. Did it flip over because I multiplied or divided by a negative? No. I just flipped the whole problem over, so the sign has to flip. All right, subtract 4 from both sides. Subtract 4, so I get that. So negative 12 minus 4 is negative 16. Divide each side by negative 2. So that gives me x is greater than or equal to negative 8. Agree? Excuse me. Second problem, I'll just work it out in blue. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides, so that takes me to 16. And that's going to give me positive 8. Agree? So on a number line, I have negative 8 down here. I have positive 8 here. This is a solid dot here. This is an open dot. Does everyone agree? All right. So now what I'm going to do is this. This one we'll do in green. So this is going to go this way. Got it? So this keeps going, right? So let's do this. So this one goes like this. Agree? We'll do this one in pink. Is that okay? So that's going to go this way. Question. Where do our graphs overlap? Yeah, so they overlap between these and here. So my interval notation is, this was a solid dot down here, right? So it's going to be square bracket, negative 8 to positive 8. And that's going to be a rounded bracket. So this is right here is called our interval notation. Okay, that's how you want your answers. Make sense?
Green and purple.
Moving this other one down. Is that okay? Does everyone see that I moved that one down? Yours is on the side, I moved mine down. All right, what part of this problem is going with both problems? That's going to go with both parts. The 2, 3x plus 9. Is that okay? All right, so I have 18 is less than 2, 3x plus 9. And then I have 2, 3x plus 9 is less than or equal to 24. Make sense? I'm going to flip this whole problem over because I want the x's on the left side. So if I flip it over, this sign also flips. Did it flip because I multiplied or divided by a negative number?
You divided by a negative number.
I did not. I flipped the entire equation over. Distribute. Subtract 18 from both sides. Sometimes this type of thing creates panic and havoc going, there's no solution because there's 0. No, 0 is a number. If I divide both sides by 6, 0 divided by 6 is 0. So that's one answer. Is that okay? Let's do the same thing here. I'm going to distribute here. So I get 6x plus 18 is less than or equal to 24. Subtract 18 from both sides. So 24 subtract 18 is 6. Divide both sides by 6. 6 over 6 is 1. I love it. Okay, on a number line, I have 0 right here with an open dot. I have 1 right here with a solid dot. So I am shading this one with the yellow. So this goes this way forever. Shade this one with the green. So it's going to be this way forever. I was supposed to change colors. So it's in between the two that I'm worried about on this problem. Okay, so my problem, it's going to come together. It's going to go from rounded bracket 0 to 1 square bracket. That's done. This again is called interval notation. Okay? Can I move on? Okay, so compound inequalities with OR. Typically, OR is shading away from each other, but sometimes it'll shade together. It has the word OR as part of it. Okay? Were these problems back here OR? They were AND. There was not the word OR. Every time you see OR, it's going to say OR for an OR problem. All right? So first problem, I get 2x, subtract 4 from both sides. So that's 16. So I get divide each side by 2. Here's my first answer. Second answer, I'm going to distribute, so I get 6x plus 18 is greater than 78. Subtract 18 from both sides? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Then divide each side by 6, so x is greater than 10. So here's my two answers. I have an 8 here, I have a 10 here. This is a solid dot here. This is an open dot. Let's highlight. This one in pink, so that's going that way. Do this one in green, that's going that way. We want to write this now in interval notation. So this is going to negative infinity, this is going to positive infinity. So read it left to right. It goes from negative infinity to 8 square bracket. It's an OR problem, so what word goes in between it?
Or.
Thank you. Rounded bracket at 10 goes to infinity, done. This is my interval notation of how to write that problem. Any questions on that? We good? All right, let's try this next one. Ooh. Put your pencil down real quick for me. Look up at the board. See that negative 2 right in front of those parentheses? I'm going to distribute the negative 2 over the parentheses here and here. You see that? A lot of people will say, oh, 10 minus 2 is 8. Then you distribute the 8. No. Negative 2 is being multiplied over the parentheses, so make sure you distribute that. Combine like terms on this one, so the 10 minus 6 gives me plus 4. Subtract 4 from both sides. Divide each side by negative 2. Woo-hoo!
Bless you.
One more coming. Excuse me. Flip that over. There's my first one. Notice the sign flipped over because I divided by a negative number. Awesome. All right, second problem. Looks like I can add 5 to both sides. So I get 21. Divide each side by 3. So there's my two equations. So I have negative 6 here, open dot. I have 7 here, open dot. I want values less than. So I'm going to go that way. And I want values greater than. I'm going to go that way. That goes to negative infinity, that goes positive infinity. So interval notation, negative infinity to negative 6, rounded bracket, or 7 to infinity. Notice I have the word or in there. Backside?
Yeah.
Okay. You doing okay? What time we out here?
48.
Cool. I'll get there. All right. Okay. What did I do? All right. Notice the -2 up there. What do I do with the -2?
Distribute it.
Yeah, distribute it here and here. Okay? But before I do that, I have to break this apart. Okay. So I have two problems there. Oh, shoot. That should be in parentheses. Okay? So I'm going to distribute that here, here. I should have been 4 in front of that. I apologize. I'm just goofing up on everything. Just can't have nice things these days. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to work out all these because we just get goofy. All right. This will actually be, so if I take care of this, subtract, I flip the whole problem over. Then subtract 14. Flip the sign over so that becomes a 12. Same thing here, distribute here, here. This will be the last problem I work out, so just be patient with me if you don't mind. Let's see, that's 14 minus 2x. Less than or equal to 12. Negative 2x. Subtract 14, so I get negative 2. X is greater than or equal to 1. Sign flipped over. If you put this on a number line, I have 1 here. I have 12 here. We're open. Oh, that's a solid here. And that's an open there. So I shade in between them. So square bracket 1 to 12. That's my interval notation. I could work out all the rest of these and show you the exact same thing, which might benefit one person and frustrate 16 others. All right, so one thing I want to show you real quick. Let's say I had an OR problem and I had those two values, but let's say when I highlighted it, this happened. What do you think your answer would be in that case? What do you think? It's an OR. How much needs to be true? So over here, it'd give you a true false. In between, it'd give you a true true. Over here, it'd give you a false true. OR needs to have one true. Do all three regions have at least one true? So what do you think the answer is? Yeah.
Do you have a hole puncher?
Behind me. 3-holer. What do you think the answer is? Yeah. So you would just write it as negative to positive infinity. Okay? All right. So I'm going to hand your quizzes back. Page 43 and 44 is going to be your homework, okay? Page 43 and 44 is going to be your homework. But I need to tell you what's going to take place this week, the rest of this week, okay? I'm going to hand back your quiz. I should be able to work it out pretty quickly. Tomorrow, we will go over this. This is not the take-home test. This is just the practice. So we'll go over that. Okay, so that's tomorrow's Wednesday, right? We'll go over that practice test. I will give you, we're going to do the Schoology post-test, which is the exact same thing as your pre-test. Okay? No, it'll totally count because now you know it.
Wait,
So the pre-test doesn't count against you. The post-test will. Okay? And then Thursday, I will give you, that's the take-home test day. And then Friday is the test. I won't be here again. This will be my last Friday. Now, I had a parent email me saying they felt it was irresponsible of me to always be missing Friday, and I just want Fridays off. I needed to tell that parent, you want to know what time I was involved with students on Friday night until 8:30 at night. So when that parent decides, oh, I did a 5:30 in the morning till an 8:30 at night with students day, okay, I wasn't screwing around. Okay, I'm at a lab with my medical class. My medical class is the largest class on this campus that meets at any particular time. So I'm not screwing around during it. Friday is my last. No, I'm not working from home. I'm up at this med school.